What is up guys, Farhan here and welcome back to another vlog. And as promised in the previous video of the ADV160 Ultimate Review, I'm going to do a comparison with the previous generation, which is the ADV150. So for Honda, they considered the ADV160 as a new model, it's a brand new bike, but there are in fact similarities to the 150, and also there's minor cosmetic changes to the ADV160. So of course the design language is basically retained from its predecessor, though I feel that the 160 they've tweaked it a little bit. It's slightly widened, looks more bulky, the cowling has an angular and sporty appearance. There's also a Honda badging in the side of the cowling, and the side paneling over here is chunkier too, similar to the ADV350 and the second gen XADV. Overall I feel it has a more refined and sleeker appearance. And so for the gauge cluster, as you can see, they've removed the warning lights and merged it together with the LCD display above. Personally, I feel that I prefer the predecessor, the 150's warning lights to be separated rather than combine it together with the LCD screen. The ADV150's gauge cluster gives it a more rugged appearance, very reminiscent of the old Honda Africa Twin, where there's like a separate panel that shows the timing and all that lah. I think Honda did this basically to save some costs and wiring. The appearance of the gauge cluster is also different. It's more in line with the XADV 750, I feel, while the ADV150's layout is more similar to the first gen XADV. Overall, I feel that handlebar controls pretty much similar, no difference as you can see. Even the seats also are the same. The tires, the ABS, the exhaust is the same. The rear shocks are the same, the rear tail tidy is the same. Pretty much a lot of things has been carried over from the ADV150 to the ADV160 . And also not to forget, the color of the handlebar and the rims are also different. Here on the 150 the rims are black, while the ADV160 is pale gold color, and the handlebar is silver on the 150, and the 160 handlebars matches the rims of the 160 . Storage cubby is also similar, however for the 160 it comes with a USB-A port, while the 150 only has just a normal socket, so you're gonna need an adapter if you want to plug in a USB cable in. So there's some convenience there in the ADV160. Underseat storage wise for the ADV150 is 28 liters, while on the 160 is slightly bigger with 30 liters. And supposedly they say that the 160 you can fit a full face helmet inside, but unfortunately I'm not able to fit my full face helmet for some reason. So that's pretty disappointing if you ask me. Honda really stretching the truth there. And of course the riding technology is very much similar. Okay, single channel ABS, both are using keyless transponder. There's idling start-stop system. But the major difference the 160 has is the Honda Selectable torque control, or basically its traction control. I think that's a good safety feature to have. Also, you can turn it on and off, but the 150 doesn't have it. And of course, the major difference is the engine. The ADV150 uses a 149cc engine, while the ADV160 is bumped up to 156.9cc. Both are still liquid-cooled, 4-stroke, 4-valve SOHC with programmed fuel injection and automatic CVT transmission. However, the enhanced smart power system that Honda brags about these bikes on the 160 is upgraded slightly to a plus, so that means the power is more refined and controlled on the ADV160. Personally, if you ask me, between these two bikes, both of them are somewhat similar with slight upgrades and features to this one. It definitely addresses some of the ADV150's shortcomings. It has slightly better performance, has the traction control, and also a bigger storage space. And also a USB port inside the storage cubby. Yeah, the minor upgrades do make a difference if you ask me. Though I do feel that the ADV160 has some missed opportunities, The forks, for example, they could have done an inverted fork for the 160. Though it's not necessary, I feel, but it adds that visual appearance of that, hey, it's something different. I feel they could have upgraded it to Showa also, but for this, there's no brand on it. And also, both of the dual rear shocks are using Showa. And personally, I feel that the 160 could have come with dual channel ABS rather than single channel ABS like the 150. While riding both of them, I feel that the 160 has slightly better handling, slightly better launch and pickup. Low to mid-range torque is still somewhat the same, but if you ask me, basically both of them are almost the same bike. So yeah, if you are riding a 150 and you're thinking of upgrading to a 160, my advice, don't. If you're a rider fresh out of driving school, I would suggest to get a 150 second hand or maybe a new one, as I presume that it will be somewhat not cheaper. And yeah, maybe if you're considering the 160, you can weigh your choices lah, on which, what do you need in a scooter lah. Because after all, if you ask me, both of them are commuter scooters, still somewhat look visually similar with minor upgrades. And also not to forget, the windshield for the 160 is slightly taller by a few inches. But if you ask me, while riding in high speeds, it doesn't really deflect the wind very well. So anyway, just to let you guys know, this bike, this ADV150, is kindly loaned out to me by Auto Exchange. They've been an awesome sponsor. Thank you so much for borrowing me the ADV150 so that I can compare it with the 160. And hope you guys found this vlog useful, and we'll see you guys in the next one.